Today I will introduce our work about functional connectivity and the gradient difference between elderly musicians and non-musicians. Let me start with a statistic. The world's population is aging. Figure right lists the changes in the percentage of the elderly over 60 in Germany, Japan, the United States, the United Kingdom, and China from 1970 to 2015. The percentage of the elderly population continued to increase, showing an upward trend. Age-related auditory decline is becoming more and more common. Hearing loss is the third common and incurable health problem in the elderly. The picture shows age-related hearing loss according to the standard, showing audiograms for females and males. From 20 to 70, the hearing threshold decreases. Studies suggest that music training can reduce age-related hearing loss. For example, scientists investigated pure tone thresholds, gap detection thresholds, mid-tone harmonics thresholds, and speech-in-noise thresholds in musicians and non-musicians. Evidence suggests that musicians, compared to non-musicians, experience less age-related decline in auditory processing abilities. Furthermore, studies found that musicians in general exhibited lower brain age scores than non-musicians. It suggests a general age decelerating effect of music making on the brain. In this work, we recruited 14 elderly musicians and 17 elderly non-musicians. The resting state functional MRI data was acquired using a 3T MRI scanner at UESTC. First, we pre-processed the data and computed auditory cortex-based functional connectivity. Second, functional gradient was calculated based on the functional connectivity among 400 regions of interest. The correlation with behavior data is also calculated. Our results found a significant difference in functional gradient in the fusiform gyrus in two groups. Previous studies indicate that fusiform gyrus is related to visual recognition. Lower functional gradient in fusiform gyrus of elderly musicians may suggest that long-term musical training has a transfer effect on musicians' visual recognition ability. Functional connectivity of voxel based on auditory cortex showed that connectivity in left middle temporal gyrus of elderly musicians is higher than elderly non-musicians. Connectivity in right inferior frontal gyrus of elderly musicians is lower than elderly non-musicians. Higher connectivity in left middle temporal gyrus indicates that elderly musicians have better auditory abilities due to musical training experience, which may be helpful for upcoming auditory processing. For elderly non-musicians, higher connectivity in right inferior frontal gyrus suggested the compensation effect of inferior frontal gyrus on auditory cortex. They need higher connectivity between the two regions to face the speech processing in daily life, which may cause a load on frontal lobe and affect cognitive function. Interestingly, connectivity strength was negatively correlated with the score of Barcelona scale of elderly musicians. It reflected increased musical ability could lead to a decrease in sensitivity of musical reward. That's all. Thank you for your attention.